All right, I got the Blue Eddy EB3A. I got my Avata battery. I got the single charger. I got the Flymore kit charger. I've got a 12-volt adapter here with a PD20 and a PD25 output. I've got a PD100 output on the Blue Eddy itself, a USB-C to C cable, and then I have a wattage display, USB-C to C adapter. So with all that stuff, I want to run this through with you guys really quick. You can see that the Blue Eddy 12-volt output is actually regulated at 13.4 volts. So that's probably bucking down from a higher voltage. I don't know if they have, I'm not sure if this is a 4S or what it is inside there, but these are LiFePO4 batteries, so it might be 14.4 volt inside there. Anyways, this is a regulated output, so you already have one voltage change here. And then what I want to do is I want to show you guys how you can control the wattage and the voltage when you're charging your Avata battery and why you might want to do that. So if we take our 12-volt adapter, I'm plugged into the PD25 port, not as opposed to the 20 port below it, and we've got 12 volts. So this charger, this is the single charge 45 watt charger. It's actually calling for 20 volts, but this can only deliver up to 12 volts, so it settles for that. And that's fine, because keeping in mind this battery is nominal voltage is like 14.7 maximum, so the actual charging voltage is about 17 volts. So if you don't want to say, for example, go to a 5 volt or a 9 volt, because that's quite a large voltage change that everything has to deal with. And not only that, but it has to buck it down from maybe 14 down to 5, and then go across the system and then boost it from 5 back up to 17. And each time you're just losing more and more. So, and by plugging into the 20 watt PD20, we're going to get 9 volts, which is slightly better. But plugging into the PD25, we've got 12 volts. So that's much closer to the the charging voltage that we want here. Now we could go with 20 volts if we use the PD100 port, but the problem with that is that's going to cause this charger to max out. It's going to put out 45 watts or so into this battery, and the battery is a 35 watt hour battery. So that's going to put you at like 1.1 or 1.2 C, which is fine. I'm sure the battery can handle that. It's within the design that it's been designed for. And if you use this big charger here, you're going to get 60 to 65 watts into that battery if you use 20 volts. So that's good in terms of being a close voltage, but it's not great in terms of the C rate. So I'm thinking to myself, why would I want to charge at like 1.4 C when I could be charging at closer to 0.6 C? And if you let's say take your 3 batteries and you put it on this multi-charger and you plug into this PD25 port here, you're going to have your batteries charged one at a time at 25 watts. So it's a little bit easier on the battery. It's probably a little safer. It probably runs a little cooler, and it doesn't cause like a really weird voltage change that's going to waste power. And on top of that, the Blue Eddy itself is lithium iron phosphate batteries. It can be solar charged. If you have a solar system with a DC battery in the house, a 12 or a 24 volt system, you can recharge this directly from the DC battery. So there's in terms of efficiency, that's nice. And you can recharge this thing by solar panels and just be flying for free. Well, I wouldn't say for free, but you won't be paying for electricity, and this thing can last for potentially decades, probably a lot longer than these batteries themselves will last. So anyways, that's the whole point of the story, is why not charge at 25 watts instead of 60 or 45 watts? And you can still use these exact same chargers. If you do want to use the 20 volt option and you want to go with your PD60 or a PD100 port, make sure that you have a good quality USB-C to C cable. This one is labeled 100 watts, but in practice, the cable is limited to 60 watts. It's like a typo. But some of the cables will be labeled 240 watts, and that means that they can handle up to 5 amps. Which is a nice quality cable, and it will, of course, it'll limit itself if you're charging at 25 watts and you're at 12 volts and 2.2 amps. You're not going to get any voltage drop across a 5 amp cable. So it makes sense to use a nice quality beefy cable in all these processes, and also to use a relatively short cable if you can. The longer the cable, the more the voltage drop, so your wastes energy. I've seen 2.5% voltage drop on a 10-foot cable that was a nice 240 watt quality cable. It was carrying the full 100 watts, and a voltage drop was about 2.5%, which is really not bad. So these cables that are genuinely 240 watt 5 amp cables are definitely they use a little bit extra copper. And in my mind, why not always do that? You know, it's an extra $2 on Temu to get a quality cable, so why not always get a quality cable? If you guys are interested in this little device, it's extremely helpful if you have a lot of USB-C tools and devices and things. If you want to be able to check out the actual voltage that the charger is calling for and the voltage that the adapter can actually provide. That's a lot of times a mystery if you don't have a device like this, including when you're charging a cell phone or anything else, tool batteries and whatnot. I think it was like $5 on Temu. I had to make sure I got the one that said USB 4, 240 watts, and then I verified that its wattage was accurate. I can see that on my Blue Eddy, 25 watts, and here you've got 24.4. And I've got a couple other power stations that have accurate wattage displays and voltage displays. So I verified this thing is very close. And I've had some of the cheaper ones that were just way out of whack. So that's critically important that you have some kind of reasonable calibration on your device, because these things can get pretty wacky on the voltage displays, some of the cheaper ones. Anyways, guys, you have any questions or comments, please post them up, and have fun flying your Avata.